Hello, my loves. How is everyone? Hopefully, you guys can hear me good. Let me know if you guys can hear me good. I'm hopefully not having any kind of technical difficulties right now because if I am, I'm going to be a very okay, good. Mama Bear. Hi, Mama Bear. Anarchy. Be More Rachel. Green Eyes. Connie. How are you guys doing? Native. So I just wanted to come on here and talk to you guys for just a little bit. It's been actually a really, really good day. Today's my fiance's birthday. So he's 25 again for Hey Max, how are you, beautiful? Hey Miss Tina. Blue Rider 13. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. Mustang Sally. So we had a really good day. There's not really much you can do during the weekday, so we'll probably do more on the weekend. Hey Goose. But I wanted to come on here and talk about something real quick because the irony of some people is it's so idiots. We're surrounded around a whole bunch of idiots. Anarchy, happy 25th birthday again. Yes. 25 again. I filmed it. I vlogged it, so I will put it up probably after this live because this live isn't going to be long. Yeah, whatever. I say that all the time. I know. But it can't be long because I'm so tired. I don't know why I'm so tired, you guys. I did my hair over again and then we went and got cake. Then I cooked, and it feels like every single time I cook in the with the air fryer, I'm cooking for 4, well 5 including myself. So it feels like I need 2 air fryers because I can't put all of everything. Like today I cooked hamburgers and french fries and I can't put it all in one, so it doesn't, I don't know, I feel like it doesn't cook fast enough. So, but I love my air fryer, don't even get me wrong, I love it. But I'm happy to be on here with you guys because I missed y'all. But the reason why I want to talk is because the irony of some people is just ridiculous to me. And when people talk about you or they target you or whatever, it's always things that are just so hypocritical. And normally I don't. You guys know I'm not real big on responding to racism and racist and all that kind of stuff. I try to keep it to a limit. But the reason why I wanted to say something is because the irony of some people to sit there and say that Tia is a get in where you fit in type of female. That's funny to me. And the reason why I say this is because something kind of stood out to me. And I was talking to a friend about this. And let me ask you guys a question. In this community as a whole, everybody that you guys watch, and I want you guys to really think about this because I'm not talking about in like the entire YouTube community. There's the YouTube and then there's communities within the communities, right? So let me ask you, in this community, how many Black creators are there? Be honest, I know that I really don't know of any Black creators. As far as a male, then there's BX. But he's really not technically this community. Like BX is more of the, I guess, what do you call it? The trauma community. I don't know what you want to call it, but in this community as a whole, as I'm talking about, like when you think about the creators that you watch, how many Black creators are there? You see, I like to take things and turn them into something educational. Okay. So, right, right, Goose, right, Mustang. Yes, me too, Shay. But what I'm saying is that do you know of any creators that are Black? Besides myself. Hi, Samantha. Thank you, sweetie. It sucks. I hope that there will be more Black creators. I really do. But I like to take things and turn them into, like I said, something educational for you guys. So I want you guys to think about something real quick. So, me being a Black creator, now I didn't start off in this community. I really didn't start off in any community and never wanted to start off in any community, to be honest with you. The reason why a lot of you people may know, some of you may not, but the reason why I chose to change my channel to makeup and commentary is because of one person, and that is Without a Crystal Ball. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm happy for her, Without a Crystal Ball success. She's definitely growing. She could be growing a lot more. But we do know that there's definitely an anti Without a Crystal Ball community. And of course, when I would talk about Without a Crystal Ball, I would always very, very much try to, keep it respectable. But I'm sorry, guys, I could not stand her and what she did to Tati and her hypocrisy and just all of that stuff. I just couldn't take it. So I'm like, that's it. I'm going to start doing commentary too, because I have something to say to the world. Then I started noticing, there's not many Black creators, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. But if you really want to get down to the nitty gritty and pay attention, that's why I am so picky about me as a brand, because it's very unfortunate, but it's very, very hard here on YouTube for to be successful as a Black creator. I'm just being honest with you guys. You have to work twice as hard. Okay. When I told you guys a million times, and some of you guys, this is new to you when I say this, some of you guys it's not. But when I think of even in the makeup, in the beauty community, and me being a makeup artist, when you think of a very, very successful beauty guru, automatically you're going to think Jackie Ayanna, who is absolutely gorgeous, beautiful, elegant. I love her. She's absolutely amazing, and I'm so, so happy for her success. But she should be way more successful than what she is, you guys. And I've told you guys that so many times. Now, there's successful Black creators in the beauty community. However, there should be more. And it sucks that it's like that. And Jackie Ayanna, if you watch her, she will straight up tell you she had to work so hard to get to where she is. So that's why when things happen, or you feel like somebody's trying to hold you back, or they're trying to break you, or whatever the situation is, I'm very protective and I get very offended, because I know how hard it is for me as a Black creator to make it here on YouTube, especially when there isn't that many in this community, right? So But that's not, I don't look at that as, how do I say this? I don't look at that as something that's going to cripple me. Is that the word I'm looking for? It's not something that's going to stop me. It just makes me want to work harder. It just makes me want to strive to be better, and to be the best example that I can be. And also, for people to educate people. Exactly, Cindy. It's not going to hinder me. I'm not going to be like, oh my God, it's so tough. I'm never going to make it because I'm a Black creator. I'm not going to say that because I will. Okay. That I know. But I know that it's going to be harder for me, So the reason why I'm pointing this out, because when somebody says Tia is a get in, fit in kind of girl, because I am cool with Natasha, because I chose to be uh, friends with Natasha. I want to make this very clear. When I first started here on YouTube and I started doing commentary with my makeup, it's definitely when more people started to notice me. Then I started holding other people accountable, like Critical K. And then I started holding, Mandy C, all these kind of people. But when I came into this community, Natasha was actually one of the first people that I met. Okay. So I never, even when I did not agree with the things that Natasha did, um, when it came to another creator, even though I didn't agree, I still never bashed her. Okay, let's get that clear. A lot of you people who watch me and chose not to watch me anymore because I choose to be friends with Natasha. A lot of you people, you act as though I was this big channel, okay? I was this channel that constantly called Natasha out. You go look back at my videos, I may have called Natasha out maybe 2 or 3 times because I didn't like some of the things that she was doing. Otherwise, that's it. And I never bashed her. I never said any derogatory comments about her. I never did any of those types of things. I just didn't like how she was treating somebody who I thought was a friend. Period. That's it. So when you guys sit there and run your mouth like an idiot talking about, well, you sound like an idiot talking about, oh my God, I used to watch Tia and she's up on Natasha's panel and Natasha's talking about, I guess, this whole thing with Mel Hoax and giving her opinion. I see her completely different now. I unsubscribed from her because now she's a friend of Natasha's and she was on Natasha's panel and Natasha was saying she doesn't believe in the whole Mel Hoax thing and she believes that the whole thing was made up. Now let's stop here for a second. I could say the motherfucking same thing about you. I don't like who you are standing next to. I don't like who you choose to support after the racist things that she said. Okay? Let's just start there, for one. And for two, if you stop supporting me, acting as though I was this anti-Natasha channel, okay, and you stop supporting me because of that, do you really? I mean, go ahead now. Ask me if I give a shit, because I don't. You weren't a true supporter in the first place if you stop supporting me because you don't like who I choose to support or you don't like who I choose to be friends with. That's on you. I don't give a fuck. What kind of supporter were you then? What kind of supporter were you? Okay, if you can sit there and say that you don't support me because of who I choose to support. The irony of people to sit there and say that you don't support me anymore because of who I choose to support. And another thing too, when Natasha was sitting there giving her opinion about what she feels, her opinion. Let me make this very clear to you so you can understand what I'm saying. Her opinion. Did I say I agree? Or maybe? Because it could be maybe. I don't know what happened with Mel Hawks. I don't know if she did that. And I stand firm with that bullshit. Until I see proof, solid proof that she made that phone call, I'm not going to say that it's her. So Natasha's entitled to her opinion and I'm entitled to mine. But never once did I say, well, you're right. You're right, Natasha. You're probably right. She probably made the whole thing up. Nope. I sat there and I listened to her because she's entitled to her opinion and I'm entitled to mine. And just because she has an opinion does not mean that I have the same opinion as she does. Because I have a brain of my own, unlike some of you other people. And it's funny to me how you can sit there and say, you know, if you were on that panel when Granny's Watching sat there and said those derogatory terms towards a minor 14-year-old child, racist, derogatory terms, and you were up there on that panel, would it be fair for me to say that you agree with what she said because you were on her panel? No, it wouldn't. So quit using excuses because you never supported me in the first place. That's a motherfucking lie. Okay. You just wanted to say that to whatever, throw me under the bus and I don't give a fuck. You're lying, for one. And for two, to sit there and say, to use a get in where you fit in kind of girl, I find that very ironic because you sit there and talk about when you were the juicy watermelon mother effing ant channel, okay? And you told everybody that Tia was the getting where you fit in kind of girl. You told everybody that. But if I was to pull up comments that you made when you were juicy ant covered watermelon, I wonder if those are the things that you were saying in my comment section. Because it's not. Yes, Miss Tina, it's not. Those aren't the things that you were saying. As a matter of fact, in a lot of my comment sections, you were agreeing with the shit I was saying. Okay? I can pull it up, but I'm not like you. Somebody says one thing to you, you pull out your motherfucking cell phone and start reading shit. That's not me. But all I'm trying to say is that anybody can be a get in where you fit in kind of person. I have always been the type of person where I keep to myself for the most part. I only give my opinions about certain creators, specifically that creator. I give my opinions about her because I think she's a hypocrite. And now let's add racist onto the list. So the reason why you can call me a get in where you fit in kind of girl, the irony of somebody like that to say something like that, somebody like you to say something like that, a get in where you fit in kind of girl. Think about it. Says the woman who started her mother effing channel specifically to bash one person. Your channel, you are juicy and cover watermelon, then all of a sudden it's, you know what? Everybody else is doing it. So I'm going to create a channel and just bash the hell out of this creator every freaking day and call her out every day and age shame her, age or age discrimination, whatever you want to call it. bash her for her weight, talk about her looks, but I'm the get in where you fit in kind of girl. Fucking idiots. Anyway, when you say things like that, automatically to me, because you didn't know who I was, you never knew who I was, but yet you are a channel called Juicy Ant Cover, whatever, and you're running around telling everybody Tia is a get in where you fit in kind of girl, and don't watch Tia or whatever the hell it is that you were doing. But why though? You didn't know me from anything. It shows. It shows you right there, you guys. There is, first of all, I don't have to prove that nobody's a racist, okay? I know what she said. Other people know what she said. You can think whatever it is that you want to think. I don't have to convince nobody because, like I said, I don't speak for all Black people. I can only speak for myself. And guess what? I could probably speak for so many others that will listen to that and feel the same damn way. Or Kalita, Nat A, all of the people that you offended when you said that bullshit. But here's the thing. You sit there and talk about Tia's a get in where you fit in kind of girl. Okay. Okay. And the reason why I brought up that there's not many Black creators here in this community, I'm bringing that up because I find it ironic that somebody like her would say something like that. It really, really makes you think, and it really, really puts things into perspective, and it makes everything almost add up because you didn't know me. You're running around in this troll channel, whatever, telling people don't watch Tia or whatever the hell you're talking about because she's the get in where you fit in type of person. You guys see what I'm talking about now? It's very, very weird. It's weird how things can come together and you could see things so clearly when you sit there and you're just like, wait a minute. So you're running around talking about me, but yet you're in my comment section agreeing with me. And then you're sitting here talking about I'm a get in where you fit in kind of girl. And you just said racist comments a week ago. Your true colors always end up showing. Period. It's not about sometimes the pieces of the puzzle come together. You don't know me. You don't know shit about me. Just like I don't know nothing about you except for what you do on your channel. And that's all I've ever spoken about. But yet you admit that you spoke about me being a get in where you fit in kind of girl. You know, the Black girl trying to fit in with everybody else. Yeah. I think it's pretty pathetic, and it shows your true colors. It shows you and the racist that you are. So I don't give a shit if you stop watching me because of who I choose to support. Because at the end of the day, let me tell you something. Okay? You never supported me to begin with. I could be on anybody's panel, okay? And first of all, if somebody's saying derogatory or any kind of comments, I'm going to get off their panel. But just because somebody says something, that doesn't mean that I agree with them because my position stands with the Mel Hawks thing. Until I see proof that she did it, I'm not saying that it's her. It could be her. It sounds like her, but that doesn't mean that it's her. That's not proof enough for me because I know how to think critically. And you can't just walk around, oh, that sounds like her. Guess what? Somebody could say the same damn thing about me. Somebody could say, well, that sounds like Tia, and that might not even be me. I don't know. All I know is it's not looking good for her. And that's exactly what I said, excuse me, on Natasha's panel. But it still doesn't prove that it's her. I'm saying that things add up and pieces of puzzle start to just come together when you pay attention. Pay attention. And like I said, I hope that there are more Black creators that come into this community. And I think there will be, absolutely. But to me, I feel like I have a responsibility as being a Black creator. Um, and I'm not saying that that's what matters and that, to be honest with you, color does matter. It does. But it doesn't matter. I just feel like it's my responsibility as a Black creator to educate people when things like this happen, to try to get you guys to see things from my perspective. Now, you're never going to know how it feels because you don't have to endure those kind of things. Um, but I can do my best to try to get you guys to see um, how horrible it is when people like her say these types of things. Hey, surviving the storms. I am worried about Mel. I don't know Mel that much, Shay. I'm gonna go up and read you guys' comments. I don't know Mel that much. I know that she's been on my channel a few times, and if she did do that, hey Amanda, I don't know if you still are in here, but hey girl, I don't know if like I said, I don't know her, but there are a lot of things that point to her doing this, you know, um, as far as proof being shown, deleted accounts and things like that. But that still doesn't prove that it's her beyond a reasonable doubt. Like if you go to court, you have to prove that that's her. You can't just say that it sounds like her, So if she's going to the police, they're going to get down to the bottom of it and figure out if that's her or not. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I can't, I don't know. I don't know. It sounds like her. But then there was a certain part where it didn't sound like her. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I really think that it's, once she goes to the police and they get down to it and they track it or trace or whatever it is that they're going to do, then that's going to be proof if it was her. You know what I mean? Let me see here. You can't dislike what someone does because you hate them while excusing the same in others you like. I agree, Shelly, 100%. Anarchy, exactly. There's no real evidence. That's what I'm saying. I personally have to see that it's her, excuse me, her, beyond, a reasonable doubt, right? That's what I do. When I have no idea what happened, I just listen. Right. Natasha, just like Mel. Natasha just let Mel use her platform. Right. She has no room to talk. Exactly. But if Natasha is so racist according to GW, then how can she say you'd fit in with Natasha? Yeah, that too. There's another, part. And it's funny to me because there was a part where a clip where she was talking about what do you call it? Deflection, and gave a good example of how we always, put our kids in check, you know, and we have to tell them, especially, you know, with my kids, hey, true crime, uncorked with brandy. That's a tongue full. um, I have seen no proof either surviving the storms. Um, she never has proof of anything. Agreed. Hey, CJ Fairchild. Gentleman Jack. Thank you, RJ. Hello there, everyone. How's everyone doing? Shahid Turner. So, you know, talking about deflection, I think we all deal with that with our children. And it's funny because Goose, any trolls who come in here and talk talk shit, just block them. I mean, blocked from the channel. That they can, I don't care about that. It's okay, just block them. But anyway, so deflection and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, like if you're like, I have a 6-year-old, and if I'm disciplining my 11-year-old, he'll sit there and say, well, he did the same thing, you know, which is a very, very good example of her to use. But it's the same thing in her case. When somebody's holding you accountable for your actions, you're pointing the finger at somebody else, which is Natasha, over something she did 3 years ago. But we're not talking about Natasha, are we? We're talking about you, right? There should be the presumption of innocent, not guilty by YouTube court because of opinions. I agree with that, Anarchy. She would have to subpoena phone records, which is costly and can only be done with an attorney or through a court order showing good reason, which means some proof. So, I mean, I would think that sounding similar to her would be enough proof, but I don't know. Like I said, I call it as I see him, and as much as I do not like that woman, GW, I don't like her. I don't like any kind of racist, nor do I want to be. I don't want that. I don't even want to talk about that or even acknowledge it. However, I have to call things as I see them, and I don't know because it does sound like her. There's things that don't look in her favor, but in the same sense, I can't say that's her 100% because there's no proof that it's her. The only proof is that it sounds like her. That's it. And that's not enough proof. But like you said, Miss Tina, she would have to subpoena, and, you know, maybe, I don't know if sounding similar is enough. Well, see, I would think, hey, that girl, I would think that would be enough, but I don't know. I don't know because, I mean, that is wrong. That's wrong to pretend that you are children's services. That's wrong. And that should be against the law, to be honest with you. That's wrong to do that. I am not going to take away from that in any way, shape, or form. What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And that is wrong. And if I was in that position, I would be upset too. But in the same sense, I can't go around saying that it's somebody unless you have solid proof. To me, I just don't think that's fair. I agree. It does sound like her, but I'm not sure that's enough to get phone records, especially if she has an iPhone. Aren't they weird about releasing records? I don't know. That's something that I don't know, but I would figure because whoever it was, called and pretended to be, you know, children's services, because they pretended to be that, I would think that's enough, but I don't know. Hey, Serotonin, how are you? I'm not sure. But like I said, people are entitled to their opinion and I'm entitled to my own. And just because I'm up on a panel with somebody and they have their opinion does not mean that I agree with what they're saying. So don't try to twist it. I don't. That's Natasha's theory, and she's entitled to have her theory. My theory is I don't know if that's her because there's not enough proof that it's her. When there's proof that it's her, then I'll say, well, I knew it sounded like her. But, just because it sounds like her, that's not enough proof for me and a lot of other people. Where I live, CPS is a private entity, not a government one. So I don't know. I know impersonating a government official is for sure illegal, but it is a private entity, so I have no clue. I don't know if it's like that here in Ohio. I'm not sure. Surviving the Storm says, well, if that was Mel, then it was done for Melissa and they both planned it. Maybe. I don't know. You just don't know. I know that it doesn't there's just not enough proof for me to say that it's her 100%, but it does sound similar to her. And then there's a point that it didn't sound like her a little bit. So I don't know. And it's sad because you should not do things like that. That's wrong. And I know that if something like that was to happen to me, I would be upset. And I would want to do whatever I had to do to try to find out who it is too, because then you don't want to see that being done to somebody else. And then there is that part where maybe Mel can prove that it's not her, and that would be her choice. Maybe she can, I don't know what she really could do. I have no idea, but she's the one who can actually prove that it's not her, if it's actually not her, right? And I don't know if, Melissa would be in on something like that. It doesn't seem like she would be, but you just never know. If you report it to law enforcement, won't they look into it for her? There would be no cost for her, right? Now, I don't think there would be, but there might be. I doubt it, though. I think, to me, um, I don't think that CPS is a private entity. I actually went to college for that, you guys. I just couldn't do it. I remember for one of my assignments, I had to interview. First of all, one of my old best friends she used to work for CPS, and I had to interview a family friend who had been working for CPS for a long time, and that did it for me. All of the stories that she told me, and don't get me wrong, I aced the paper and everything, but I ended up changing my major. There's just no way that I could do that. I wish I could have, because CPS, they are so overworked. They are so underpaid. It is so ridiculous, the workload that they have. Like, my ex-best friend, she used to live next door to me. We lost touch with each other, but she used to live next door to me. And the way that she used to work and how much workload, she used to bring her work at home. And there's not a lot of stories, obviously, that she could tell, but it'd be funny. Like, sometimes we would go out to the club and she would see some of her clients. This was a while ago. But anyway, it's just they're very, very overworked and underpaid. And it's just not fair. They definitely need more people who want to do that. But like I said, it was my major and I wanted to do it until I interviewed a family friend that does it. And she went more in depth in details about some of her cases and the things that she had to, oh my goodness, Lord. I don't know the conditions that she had to see children under. And that's why makes me so mad for people who do those types of things and make false reports and things like that, because you're wasting time and resources, and it's not right. They're overworked enough, and when you're wasting those time and resources, those people could be somewhere else, where a family that actually needs it, where children are actually in danger. It's no. But it's just something that I could not see myself doing once I interviewed her. I am so sensitive when it comes, especially to children, and we all are. And I thank God for CPS workers. I really, really do. because the workload that they have and the things that they have to see and endure on a daily basis, you guys, it's so heartbreaking. It really is. I commend CPS workers. I really do. Let's start off there. So it is very, very offensive that anybody would even call to pretend to be that. That's just wrong on so many levels. But like I said, it's not my place to say if that was her or if it wasn't, because it sounds like her. It sounds similar to her, but to me, that's not enough proof for me to say, yep, that's her. You can't do that. I think Mel was begging her to go to the police. She wants her to go. Oh, really? Well, hopefully, I would think that the police will do something then, you know? CPS are officers of the court. Hold on. CPS are officers of the court, a state government agency. Okay, so then, yeah, that is illegal. You're basically pretending to be a part of a government agency. So that's against the law. So I'm sure the police will do something to help her to figure out who this is. And I feel like, you know, we should all know who it is, just for the simple fact of, if it is Mel, and I'm not saying that it is, but if it is, to stop something like this from happening again, right? Because once you get away with something once, you're going to continue to do so. So, you know, hopefully there'll be some answers, right? I do know I live in a huge metro area that has many places helping CPS. So that may be why the mixed answers I'm getting. I didn't know you went to school for that. That's neat. Yeah, I went to college for that, but I changed my major because no. It's just not something that I could do when I heard the stories and whatnot. And some of the stories that she told me, I mean, literally, I did a phone interview with her, and I literally broke down in tears because I just, whew. I think Mel called GW's bluff by saying it sounds like her and to go to the police. Dorothy took it that way too. Okay, I don't understand why somebody wouldn't file a police report. Why not? Well, I think she did, but I'm not sure. I don't listen to her like that. I just get the clips and I listen, and, you know, and this is not something that I would normally respond to. But then when you start thinking and you start putting things together and the pieces of the puzzle start connecting, you're just like, okay, now I see why you didn't know me, but you're running around telling people not to watch me. Yeah. I couldn't do it. My weakness. If I couldn't do it, my weakness. I'm telling you, I personally, like I said, there's just no way I could do that. I wouldn't be good at my job because I would be just so, you know, worried. Just to see things like that. I don't, and I even asked, the friend that I was interviewing, and she even told me, she can't sleep at night because of it, and then she said it comes a certain point where you get pretty much resilient to it. Like, you just kind of, no, I don't want to say immune. There's a word I'm looking for. It just dehumanizes you in a way, like you just don't let it get to you in that way. But then she said that there were still some cases that you just couldn't help it, no matter, because she had been doing it for over 10 years at that point. And she told me, she's like, there's just some cases that you cannot unsee what you see, seeing children living in the worst conditions. And maybe we'll do a live about that, about the things that you see and things like that, because then there would have came a point where I would have had to actually be like an intern, do like an internship as a CPS worker, because that's what I wanted to do. And like I said, there's just no way. There's no way I could have done it. Some people can see those types of things, and thank you, Jesus, for every CPS worker who saves children and so underpaid and everything like that. Thank God for them. But it's just something that I couldn't do. I could have, but I just don't think that my heart could have handled it. For excuse me, for kids would have my heart permanently broken into pieces. I always wanted to do something to help kids. I am way too weak to see the bad stuff. I couldn't take it. Right, Max, you're 100% right. There's just no way. I just know me. But what I will say is that's desensitized. Yes, that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about, because the irony in some things, and then and I'm just sitting there, I'm talking to my friend, and I remember when I let her hear that clip, and she's Black, and she was just like, her jaw dropped. She just couldn't believe it. And I was talking to her about this exact situation. So she definitely helped me put some of the pieces together, because she's like, wait a minute. She was doing this, and then it comes out she's this, and then, oh, okay, oh, honestly, it's a very immature prank call. Natasha had the same on the regular. Remember when that fake attorney called her? I don't remember that, Willow Blossom. I don't remember that. But it's definitely wrong on so many levels. I will not say that's okay, because it's not. It's not. But I don't believe, and I'm not going to say that it was this person 100%, because, I hope that, she said she's gone to the police, so hopefully it'll come out who it is. And if it's Mel, that's horrible. Why would you want to do something like that? Why would you want to not even jeopardize, but put somebody through that type of stress, and their family through that type of stress? We are mothers. So the thought of us sitting there, and first of all, CPS doesn't call they don't do that. But if we're sitting there and then all of a sudden we get a call like that, imagine how you would feel as a mother, especially if you have little babies. I have babies. I know. My heart will be jumping through my throat. But it's just not, it wouldn't be my place to sit there and say that it's somebody just because it sounds like them. I would need more proof than that. And that's my position, and that's where I stand. Natasha's theory is different. What Natasha thinks is different. And believe it or not, I know that you guys don't understand things, obviously, but not everybody feels the same as Natasha feels, just like not everybody feels the same that I feel. Not everybody feels the same as everybody has their own brain. Some of you don't. Some of you don't have your own brain, but I do. So you can stop with that lame excuse of she supports. I want nothing I don't give a shit. I don't care, because you weren't a supporter to begin with, if you can say something like that. And I could say the same thing about you. Even though you're not a creator, it's still disgusting that you would stand by and condone that type of behavior, racist behavior. So shame on you. Hold on, I'm going to come on camera here in a second. I'm reading you guys what you guys are saying. I couldn't become a nurse for that exact reason. I wouldn't be able to disconnect when I go home. I would be constantly worrying about the children. Exactly. I have a lot of nurses in my family. My mom was a nurse. It's not easy. Wait, are you saying GW came at you because of your color? Like, isn't because you're the only creator in our area that is. I wouldn't say that. I would say that when she was a troll channel, admittedly, she said that she went to different channels telling people that I was a get in where you fit in type of girl. But you don't know me, and that's not what she was saying in my comment sections. In my comment sections, she was actually agreeing with things that I used to say. So you're agreeing with things that I say in my comment sections, but yet you're going from different channels saying that you can't stand me. And I feel like it kind of all coincides together with the fact that you're sitting there telling everybody that I'm a get in where you fit in type of female. Um, and it now comes out that, in my opinion, you definitely are the R word. So to me, in a way, yeah, absolutely. I don't know how hardcore I would pursue it though. Technically, it's a prank call and no one is in danger. They want attention and response, whoever it is. So maybe that would be feeding it. I don't know. I don't know. Hey, Natasha. I will never understand how some think wrong is okay. Right is right and wrong is wrong. No matter the person / creator, you don't get a pass because of being a certain creator. People just need to do better. I agree. It's a tough one, but it's now public. And I would want to clear my name. Right. Because she's being accused of it. So because you're accused of it, of course, you definitely want to clear your name. And I hope that, she does that. If it's not her, that she can prove that it's not her. I never got that impression from you, Tia. GW gives me that vibe, not you. She wants the one that wants to fit in. Yeah, I've never ever been that type of female. I've always been the outsider, to be honest with you. But when you hear those types of things, to me, I feel like things kind of coincide together, and it's hard for me to kind of get you guys to see where I'm coming from and why I think that she is the way that she is, and I feel it's almost she targeted me. And I feel like it's for a reason. I do. I've said this before. I don't even believe there was a call, just my opinion. Exactly. And that's Natasha's opinion. And Natasha is entitled to her opinion, just like I'm entitled to mine. And my opinion is I don't know if that was Mel Hawks or not. I don't know. But if it was, she went to the police. She filed a report. So therefore, they're going to find out who it is. Right? And if I was Mel Hawks, she just like who said that? Anarchy? Here, hold on, you guys. Whoops. I think that was Anarchy who said that. If it is her, my bad. I knocked myself out. Maybe if it is Mel Hawks, maybe she'll want to clear her own name. I would want to clear my name if somebody was saying that it was me, Okay. I'm going to throw this out there. If anybody wants to come up, you definitely can. Let me see if I can pin this. I'm just not good with pinning anymore. Let me see if let me know if it's pinned, you guys. Whoops. The hell? I feel it's possible GW got someone to record this conversation using their voice. Maybe. And that's the thing. When things like this happen, you can't get mad because people don't believe you. You know, some people don't believe you, just like Natasha. She doesn't believe, that there was a call, and that's her opinion. And you can't get mad because people have an opinion. You just can't. There she is.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. We are eating a late night snack.
Oh, what are you guys eating?
Well, Mariah has had a I wish you could see her face telling me to shut up. Mariah has had a little bit of everything. Some macaroni and cheese bites. Now she's eating tater tots and chicken fingers. And
Oh, I love tater tots.
And Hannah had macaroni and cheese bites that she didn't eat all of, so she gave the rest of them to Mariah. And I had
Guess what? Guess what? Guess what?
What?
Hold on. I got my pallets.
Yay! She got her pallets.
Were they broke?
Thank God they're not broken.
Isn't it cute?
I'm gonna have to kill the mailman.
Well,
I love it. It's so beautiful. Okay. Just wanted to tell you. Go ahead.
Well, the reason that I wanted to come up here, because of what you're talking about, of course, but there is zero way that anybody is going to know who did that unless they trace the phone call.
That's what I'm saying. If she made the report, then
she shouldn't be blaming anybody, because she should have let the police handle it. So if she really did make a police report, then why is she still going on and on accusing somebody without proof?
That's what I mean. That's the part
Because
that I
the
don't understand.
police aren't going to take it seriously if she's out here blaming Tom, Dick, and Harry for making the phone call. If she legitimately made a report and they're getting her phone records to trace them,
Right?
And
right.
that was my first inclination to side eye what she was saying, because as I've said before, who has a phone right there just ready to record a conversation that comes in on a landline? And not only that, but she just happened to be there, but I thought she didn't live with her parents. So she just happened to be there when the person called so that she could record the phone call, because she said that she recorded it on her telephone, on her cell phone.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think it's fair to. I understand that sounds like her. I get it. It does. Okay. But then there was a certain part where it kind of didn't. But I'm saying some of you people need to learn how to think critically. It's not our place to automatically say that that's her 100% without any proof.
No,
That's not fair.
Exactly. We have zero proof of who it is. There's none. Just because you think it sounds like somebody doesn't mean jack diddly squat. We have no idea where the recording came from. We don't even know if the recording is valid. It could have been spliced together. Somebody could have, there's so many things that could have happened as far as how that phone call came about.
Mm-hmm.
And if she really went to the police and made a report and they are getting her phone record to find out who did it, which I can tell you right now, the likelihood that the police would have taken it seriously enough to trace the phone records is slim to none. One, the phone call was not a death threat. It wasn't imminent danger. Do you know how many times people have called my house, my cell phone number, and I have them recorded on, voicemail? I have hundreds, literally, of phone calls where people have called and harassed me and left voicemails. The police don't care unless you are in imminent danger or they are making death threats. And that's the truth.
See, I've never went through that before.
I have not. So many times it's ridiculous.
Right.
And, even this last time when the person was calling my phone, this was just a few months ago when I had the police to my house. He even told me then, unless they are, unless, it's an imminent threat of harm, there's not much they can do with somebody who's out of state.
Oh. See, I didn't know that. So basically, then, like I said, then Mel Hawks, she, I guess, can prove that it's not herself.
Well, the thing is, at this point, it's in Jessica Lynn's. Jessica Lynn's the one who has the burden of proof because she's the one that's alleged that it was Mel.
Well, yeah, that's true. Just Nikki Rex says, respectfully, I will say I can hit speaker on my home line and it would be easy enough to record the call from my mobile.
And that's,
what do you think about that?
I agree. You could do that. But, here's another thing. We've been told 2 or 3 different things. To begin with, it was said that the call was recorded from the beginning. So if the call was recorded from the beginning, how did they know to record it?
I don't know. I didn't know the call was recorded from the beginning.
Well, that's what Mel said the other night, that she was told by Holly, who listened to the entire call. So, it's he said, she said, nobody knows, anything. And it's just and this is, why is she making such a big deal out of a fake call?
Well, see, here's the thing with me. I would be upset. I'm not going to lie and say that I wouldn't. However, I would do whatever it is that I can do to let the police handle it.
Well, the police aren't. This is what I'm telling you. The police don't handle things like this. If you call the police out to your house and you tell them that somebody called your house and was pretending to be a CPS worker, they're going to say, well, did they make threats? No. And so what they told me, and what I have to do every time I get a phone call, I have to email it to the officer who came out and took the initial report about the harassing phone calls to me. He said the only thing I could do is make a paper trail. And every time I send a new one to him, I send it to my attorneys. And every month, my attorneys request everything that has been done at my address through the sheriff's department.
Right.
And where people have called and complained about me and everything else to prove harassment. And so, that's the only thing that you can do is build a paper trail. She should be thankful that it was just somebody pretending to be CPS and not like I have had.
And not a real call. Yeah.
37 times. And
that's horrible.
Have a man come to your house that your child doesn't know at 14 years old and be asked about dildos.
Yeah, that's horrible. That is horrible. I will honestly say that I just stand with I don't think it's fair to say that that's her if you have no solid evidence or proof that it is. Show me the phone records. I would think that she could get the phone records herself. She can't get the phone records herself,
Yes,
or
all she has to do is ask her phone provider.
yeah, because here,
Like,
excuse me, with
hey,
T-Mobile, I could do that.
if it is one of those spoof numbers,
Oh, never mind. Yep, they can do one of them.
mm-hmm,
Okay, yeah, and that would be hard to do. The police would have to do that.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, whatever. I mean, like I said, my position stands, but to sit there and automatically say, I unsubscribe from Tia because she's on Natasha's panel agreeing with her. And I used to like watching Tia. And I am so, what did she say? I have to play the clip. I'm so disgusted with her or something like that because she agreed with Natasha saying that you made that whole thing up. And I'm like, I never said that. That's Natasha's opinion. And Natasha is entitled to her opinion, just like I'm entitled to my own. And as much as I do not like that woman, I'm willing to give her the benefit of the doubt and say the call did happen. And if it did happen, I don't think it's right to accuse somebody without solid proof.
I agree.
That's my opinion, and Natasha has her own opinion.
Well,
I'm
whether
a
it
grown
happened or not,
woman.
whether it
Which,
happened or not, it's not right to accuse somebody without
right,
proof.
absolutely.
I mean, if the call happened, she still doesn't know who it was, not with 100% certainty.
Right.
And to accuse somebody and have that person, it's just turned into a huge, ridiculous mess.
I agree. I
But
agree.
she does this a lot. She makes
Agreed.
assumptions and she runs with things, and she just flat out says things that aren't true. I mean, she just
Exactly.
lies nonstop.
Mm-hmm.
And, like saying that I was over there for an entire night telling my subs to go to her son's gaming channel. I didn't even know her son had a gaming channel.
It's a lie.
Then she said that I had people posting on his channel telling him that they knew which window he slept in. What? I have
That's
never done such
horrible.
a thing.
Right. I know.
Then I was supposed to have yelled out her kids' names. I don't even know her children's names. I still don't.
And then you guys remember she said that didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Now she's saying that it did again.
She said it happened again? Oh my God. Listen.
I don't know if she said it happened again, but I remember her saying she made a mistake or something like that.
I don't know. Her thought process is bipolar. I don't know if she is, but her thought process is nuts. I mean, she just that would be like me with all of these people who call me and do these fake calls all the time. That would
Mm-hmm.
be like me accusing someone and saying it as matter of fact that accusing them of being the person that's calling me without having a clue who it is. It would be no different.
Right.
And it's not okay. And I would never do that.
Right. And that's why you gave Mel your platform.
That's exactly why I gave Mel my platform.
Right.
And I didn't even know half of the stuff that she was going to say. She had told me some of the stuff, but I didn't know half of what she was going to say. I had only talked to her about 30 minutes before the live was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know everything that she was going to say.
Right.
And I've let several people use my platform.
Right.
Who don't have one of their own to say whatever it is that they need to say.
Yeah, you have. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I can be a supporter of somebody and they can have their own opinion and I can have mine. But if I see something that I know is true, like her sitting there saying, that your mom has a criminal record and that kind of stuff.
Oh my God.
Those kinds of things are ridiculous, you guys. And it's so funny to me how you people can talk about, how Tia can support Natasha. It's funny to me because I see the hypocrisy that's going on around here. And the hypocrisy, to me, is disgusting. It really, really is. You can't very well bash somebody for doing the same exact thing. You literally, the irony of you saying that I'm gonna get in where you fit in kind of girl, the irony of you saying that when you specifically started your channel to bash one person. Think
Yep.
about that. That's a get in where you fit in kind of person. That's what you are because you've seen everybody else doing it, including Truth Teller. And you said, you know what? I'm about to get in where I fit in. And I'm about to get these views and these clicks from talking about the person that everybody else is talking about. Except for I'm going to be more vulgar and ignorant about it.
Well,
And
that's
see
why
how
her
much
channel grew
people
so
love
fast.
me for that.
That's why her channel grew so fast, because she was on there saying every disgusting thing that most of these people wouldn't say publicly.
Exactly.
She has zero class. She has zero couth. And she's just trashy. Anybody that would sit up on a panel and talk about how they're going to take somebody else's man when they don't even have a man and nobody knows what they look like. I mean, she could look like Quasimodo for all we know. And
Right.
to sit up on a panel talking about how beautiful you are and that you're going to take somebody's man and somebody's at Victoria's Secret buying you some lingerie for Valentine's Day and all of the stuff that she has said, when what?
Right.
Who is supposed
I've
to?
never heard her say that.
Oh, I've got that clip. I've got all the clips.
That I didn't hear.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. And then Kim in the chat egging her on about it. I mean,
That's just messed up.
those are two of the trashiest, classless women that I have ever in my life encountered, and that is the honest to God's truth. Um, what she did back in December to me and Hannah, when we were at the casino, there is no excuse for. Her chat putting out the address and the location of where we were, and the ones in the chat talking about it, and her literally saying that if she lived close enough, she would come here, and that she would pay somebody to come here, even though she says that it never happened.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous, and that's not going real life.
Right. And
Are you
to have
freaking
that kind of hate in your heart,
for
like,
somebody that you don't know?
yeah, that's just crazy to me.
And she has no idea what crazy person could have been listening, because there were several who said, "Oh, I only live so and so far from that place. I could go there." So she has no idea who's listening, who could have heard what she said, heard the location, knew where I was. They could have come here, and as I'm walking to my vehicle, blew my brains out.
That's true. You just don't know who's listening to you. You have to be careful with that. You don't know what type of person is listening to you. She keeps saying, I never said that my channel was a place where people come to be nice and be nice towards, you or whatever. And it's like, but you don't have to incite hate. You don't have to incite those types of things.
That's
Does
what
that
her
make
channel
sense?
is.
Right. Like, these are people's real lives that you're talking about here. You can't go that far. Even when she said, your daughter's fair game. Kids are never fair game. I don't care what age they are. They're never fair game.
I agree.
But you have the audacity to sit there and judge me because of who I choose to support. Well, I judge you because who you choose to support.
Well, the thing about that, and I had to take safety precautions when I go to the casino, and it's to the point that Hannah doesn't even want to go with me. She hasn't been back since that happened. Because she was scared. She wanted to leave that night because she was afraid that somebody was going to come to our room or accost us as we're walking out to the car. So since then, I make sure I do valet parking. So that way I'm not going to have to walk to the vehicle by myself. And if I'm here and I feel like I need it, all I have to do is go to the front desk and they will give me a security guard to walk around with me.
Good.
It's gotten to that point because of that live that she did back in
Right.
December. And I have the entire live recorded. And you can hear her laughing about it and saying, oh, yeah, I would pay somebody to go there.
Wow.
If I live close enough, I would dang sure be there. I mean, and then they said the name of the casino repeatedly in her chat.
Yeah. And this isn't a game, you guys. This
No,
is
it's not.
serious. That's serious shit.
She lies and says that I doxed her. I never doxed her. I've never given out her address. I never doxed her father. I said Mr. Singh. That's it. I never said his name. Ever. I didn't dox her. Her name was all over her channel until she changed it. And she has doxed herself repeatedly. Have those clips too. I mean, you can't accuse somebody of something that you did.
Right. I agree.
But as crazy as people are these days, the things that she does and the things that she says and how she accuses me of going after her children when I have never done any such of a thing.
Right.
She is doing nothing but inciting hate and violence towards me. And then right after that, somebody came to this casino, that I go to, and they went into the casino and videoed the room I stayed in, the picture that was on the wall, walked around downstairs filming. And I'm like, what? They're at the casino.
Oh my God. I would be like, wow.
Yeah.
Do you people have no life? I mean,
well, this is what happens when you have bored people who aren't mentally stable, who watch someone like her who is the same. And I do not believe that she's mentally stable, or she wouldn't do the things that she does.
Yeah. Like I said, something ain't right because
exactly.
Just the way that she just flies off the handle and doesn't care who she hurts and things like that. It just something ain't right.
No.
to incite hate. Look, you want to start a channel talking about somebody, go ahead, okay? But you don't have to incite hate, in my opinion. You do not have, there are channels out there, and I'm not saying that those channels are right, okay? But at least those channels aren't inciting hate. They're not letting people be in their comment section saying, oh, we're going to go up to the casino where she's at. And she can say that it was a game and people were joking. It doesn't matter. Those things, that does not matter. That's not a game. That's real life.
It's my life. And that's what so many of these people fail to realize. This is my life. These are my children that are being affected. She's upset about, and I think that's why this fake CPS call gets under my skin so much, because so many of these people have done things that really and truly have, hurt my children, upset my children, caused them to have unnecessary stress. And she's on here complaining about a fake CPS call. I wish mine were fake.
Right.
I guess that's why it gets me so aggravated with the whole mess. Because
there's a lot of other people that has had real, not just yourself. There's other people who have had real CPS calls as well.
And it's not, that's what I'm saying. For her to make such a big deal out of a fake call, and this is another thing that with her just ticks me off. She started this channel about me to hate on me. She said that repeatedly, that it's a hate Natasha, bash Natasha channel. That's what it's for. And she did that for months on end. I mean, vile, disgusting, ridiculous things that she said all day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
And the moment that she got a little taste of her own medicine, the world was ending.
I agree. And that's when I started saying something, because you can't very well have a channel like that and expect not to get any kind of backlash for that. If I make a channel 100% bashing her, I'm going to get backlash, just like I've gotten backlash. Just like my mod just sent me a screenshot of some idiot coming in here saying something. You're going to get backlash when you're talking about one person. And even though I'm not saying anything derogatory about her, all I'm saying is my opinion, and my opinion stands. When she said what she said to me, that is racist. It's my opinion. I don't speak for all Black people. I can only speak for myself. And if I have to stand alone with it, I will stand alone. I don't care.
You're not standing alone, though, because there's plenty of others who think it is, too. But see, that's the thing, and that's what I've been talking about so much about this selective outrage. She can now, you know dang well, if it had been me that said that,
they would be dragging you for, oh my Lord. My Lord. They would not stop.
I probably would have crosses burned in my front yard.
They still won't freaking stop over something that happened 3 years ago.
Yep.
So if you did this recently, and just like I was saying before you had came on panel, she was saying something like, giving an example of deflection, and she was using, I think, how she disciplines her children is how I discipline my children as well. And all children are like that. Our babies are like that. My 6-year-old or my 11-year-old, he'll say, well, if I'm disciplining him for something, he'll say, well, he does the same thing, you know? And I'll say, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about you, not him. And it's the same exact thing in this situation. Anytime that I'm telling people how I feel about what she said, it's no. What about Natasha? What
Mm-hmm.
about what she said? Do you know she said this? Why aren't you calling that out? Why would I call something out, first of all, that I've already called out and we've talked about it? Why would I call that out? I'm not talking about Natasha. I'm talking about what I just heard 2 days ago. And then to sit there, I'm not saying that she used BX as a token. That never came out of my mouth. What I said is, she says she felt validated because BX told her that that's not. But that's how he feels. That's
Well,
not how
not
I
that,
feel.
but
Go
she
ahead.
also told him a lot of stuff that wasn't true, and told him that she had proof to back it up. And Save the Drama made a video today that proved everything that she said to him, for the most part, was a lie.
Right. And I'll have to go watch that video too. And everybody else can. I'm not speaking for all Black people, but I can tell you what, right now, if when my fiance heard it, he feels the same way. My friend heard it, she feels the same way. My brother heard it, he feels the same way. Nobody's going to tell me, you just can't speak. He doesn't speak for all Black people. So for you to say you feel validated over that is ridiculous. Okay?
Well, the
That's
whole,
not how it works.
I don't know. She has, every one of the worst trolls and the subs who say the most vile things and are in
Mm-hmm.
every chat spewing and spouting and commenting everywhere. Every one of them are in her chat.
Yeah.
And your chat is a reflection of you. And
It's true.
I wholeheartedly believe that. And I have been trying for a few months now to make changes both to how I react to people and trying to change how my chat reacts to people, because I don't want to be like them. I don't want my chat to even be mentioned in the same breath as them, They are absolutely disgusting.
I've never really watched her chat. I mean, I know that, they've said some
Oh,
horrible
it's
things.
awful.
um, and they're going to continue to be that way because she condones it. You know what I'm saying? She don't care. She
No,
talks like that, so why wouldn't her chat?
it fuels her, to be honest.
Exactly. Exactly. I've never seen anything like it. And to me personally, you sit there and you keep talking about getting where you fit in, and CJ's a traitor or a flip flopper and this and that. And to me, the reason why I say this to you guys is I find it very, very eerie to me how she specifically chose those words for just me.
That girl, she did not apologize. Mm-mm. She didn't apologize. She said the only thing she has said is that she shouldn't have said it, that she was trying to rhyme, and that
Oh,
it rhymed with haughty
Hottie and Blackie does not rhyme.
at all.
And I don't like, you guys know I don't like to say the word, but it doesn't. Does that rhyme? No, no.
Not even remote.
My fiance
I
like,
know
nope, that's racist.
I mean, I live in the South, and I've heard every racial slur there is, and I've never heard somebody use that ever.
I've heard it growing up.
I
I
mean,
haven't
back
heard
in
it
the day,
in a
maybe,
while.
but I've never heard it
Like,
said.
that's like trying to rhyme hunky.
No. Right. Listen.
How would they take that?
Yeah, I would never say that. I would never say any that's just not me. My stepfather is my stepfather's white. My my whole family is, I'm half Indian. My whole family is, biracial, black, all every color in the rainbow. And I'm blessed. So I didn't grow up ever, because there are derogatory terms towards every race, not just black people now, you guys. But I would never, those words would never come out of my mouth. And I would never ever use the excuse of because they rhyme. But like I said,
Rhyme, Lord Jesus.
ridiculous. But see, here's another thing that I want to tell you guys too.
Well, before you get to that, I'm going to hop off of here because I'm fixing to get ready for bed. But
Okay.
um, thank you
Love
for
you.
listening.
Thank you
I
for
appreciate
coming
it.
up.
I will talk to you. I'll be in chat.
Okay, sweetie.
Bye.
Bye. Here's another thing I want to tell you guys too. I am in no way trying to sit here and say that I like to think that everybody has a little bit of good in them, even when they show bad, horrible, vulgar, grotesque behavior. I still want to see the good in somebody. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing I could say about that woman, well, two things. It's obvious that she has brought, see, this is what people need to understand. A lot of people have been gravitating towards each other because they see the hypocrisy. Okay. There's a lot of people who have decided, even channels that used to bash Natasha, they literally are saying, you know what? To me, this woman is making it bad for all the other channels who are actually trying to, or who think they're trying to do something to bring awareness. And then you have a hate channel. She is entitled as a hate channel to me. The good that I would like to see in this woman, which is something that she would never do, because I feel like she's completely 100% incapable of trying to see the good in anybody, except for herself. But it's obvious that she deeply, deeply loves her family, because if she didn't, then it probably wouldn't bother her as much, to get that to get that type of call. That's how I would like to look at that situation. When you get that type of call and it hurts you to your core because you're just like, oh my God, like, no, I can't believe this is happening. Your heart jumps in your throat, even though it's technically a prank call. It's obvious that, excuse me, it's obvious that she, come on camera here. It's obvious that she definitely just cares a lot about her family, and she doesn't want that scared her. That would scare anybody. If you love your children, you love your family, and for her parents to have to endure something like that, that's how I like to look at it. I try to find the good in somebody. But that doesn't take away from what I think about her. It doesn't take away what type of person she is. And I just think she's a horrible person, you guys. I really, really do. And to me, her choosing those words specifically for me, nobody else, everybody else is a flip flopper, but it's Tia is a get in where you fit in type of girl. To me, when she says those type of things, that word, racist, I don't want to say that word too much, but that word really coincides things together of while I'm sitting here thinking, well, why was she going from channel to channel talking about me? And then it comes out her saying these derogatory comments towards Black people. Then it makes me think, okay, now I see why she said that about me. Exactly. So I give that to her. I try to see the good in everybody. Thank you, guys. I try to be different sometimes. So wait a minute. I missed a comment here. Sorry if I missed any comments. Karen says BX validated it because he is against Natasha, period. 100. And I also think that, he has been on my panel before, and he doesn't get offended by things like that. He doesn't, but that's him. He can, be that way. But I can show you thousands and thousands of other Black people that would be offended by that. You cannot take away and invalidate other Black people's feelings just off of one Black person or two or three or four. You can't invalidate others. Everybody has a right to feel the way that they want to feel. And like I said, if this was something that Natasha said, there would be no excuse. There would be literally video after video of Natasha saying something like that. Absolutely. And then also, even if I was to try to give her the benefit of the doubt, when I think about who she chooses to align herself with, pretty much confirms it all to me. And you're right. And she's right. Even if it was racist, she's entitled to her opinion, and she's entitled to freedom of speech. But don't forget about freedom of consequence. There's consequences to everything that you do and everything that you say. And I just don't care how much this woman brings up my name, and it wasn't even her that did. But the point is that you don't get to sit here and talk about your morals and your values and why you chose to not support me because of who I choose to support, but yet you're sitting up on somebody's panel who has blatantly said the most derogatory things ever. And no, I'm not even saying that Natasha's 100% innocent, and Natasha knows that. Natasha knows she ain't 100% innocent. Nobody is. Nobody's hands are clean here. But you don't get to judge me, and you don't get to talk about, oh, I unsubscribed from her, like you're just so holier than thou, and you chose to unsubscribe from me because of who I choose to support. Like I said, I could say the same damn thing about you. The only difference is you're not a creator, and I am. I don't care if you choose. There's no reason to announce your departure. I don't care. Ask me if I give a fuck. I don't. But you don't get to judge me because of who I choose to support. I'm just not like other people. I'm not going to lie and keep it a secret and lie about not talking to Natasha when I do. No, because I'm not a bitch like that. nor am I a pussy ass bitch. If I support somebody, I will blatantly say I support somebody. And I have that right, just like she does. But things definitely start to add up for you when you see things for what they truly are. Like I tell you guys all the time, pay attention to your surroundings, pay attention to things. And I just feel like things kind of, the puzzle is starting to piece together now. And I find it very ironic the specific words she used to describe me when she was going around on some freaking troll channel she had or whatever it was, Juicy Ant cover, telling everybody how much she couldn't stand me. But yet every single time she tells that story, it changes. So, and you can talk whatever you want. You're entitled to your opinion. My problem is you don't get to act as though you are some kind of holier than thou moral compass person, that I'm just this horrible person that you don't like because of who I choose to support. You were never a supporter to begin with. All I can do is call out what I see. And I don't like what I see. I just don't. I think things have really took a dive the minute she entered, this community. I personally was very offended, as I have a biracial little girl. I understand how Tasha felt. Exactly. 100%. That's horrible to even say towards a minor child. And Lord Jesus, that's horrible to say towards a minor child. And it's horrible to say, period. Just to call people Natasha's tokens just because they're Black. And that's the only reason why. It just, disgusting. Just disgusting. I have 3 biracial nieces, and I think what GW said is racist. I agree, Karen. I do. I agree. And some people don't, and that's okay. You don't have to agree. This mouse is so touchy. Every time I touch this mouse, it knocks me off. Why is anyone extending anything onto you whatsoever, especially since that person preaches about creators going after sub and friends? I am called the hypocrite for defending Hannah. You're not the hypocrite, in my opinion. Kids are off limits, period. There is no freedom of speech on a private platform. That's true. And laughing and having fun with Natasha. I think I missed a little bit of what you said, Max. I'm going to go up and read some of these comments, and if nobody else wants to come up, I'm going to wrap it up. But I think you guys are amazing. Thank you for listening to me. It means a lot. It's never easy, you guys, to put yourself out there, and that's where I was getting at when, when I say I hope that there will be more Black creators. I think that there will be. I really do. I think that there's going to be a lot more. I gotta fix my hair. It's a mess. Like, it's literally a mess. But I think that there's going to be more Black creators as time progresses. You know what I mean? I'm happy to be in this community. I've met some great people in this community, and I've also met some not so great people. And I've had to learn the hard way when it comes to a lot of things. And I try to be fair, but when it comes down to certain situations, especially when it comes to like racism and racial microaggressions and things like that, I always want to be that one to educate people, because unlike people like that other creator, unlike people like her, there are actually some people out there who don't know sometimes what they say can be offensive, or they don't understand or they just don't know. And sometimes it takes just somebody like me to bring awareness over things like that. You know what I mean? And that's a good thing, and that's what I want to do. Whenever there are situations like that, I always want to be able to take that situation and try to turn it into something educational. And it's a long story, and we will do a live about this one day, you guys. But when you, like me being the only Black person, not only Black creator in this community, but you guys know what I mean. Technically, there's not many Black creators in this community. That's how it was for me in school growing up in the suburbs. I was the only Black person, and I had to deal with a lot. And there were always those types of people, and I'm not saying all, but there were always certain types of people who always singled me out and always made sure that I was that person that never could fit in. Does that make sense to you guys? I hope I'm conveying this right where you guys understand. And I'll elaborate on that more in another live. If I talked about it now, it would be another 2-3 hours. But what I'm trying to say is that there was always those situations where and that's why I've always been that odd person out, and I'm okay. I like to think of myself as being a little bit weird, I'm unique, I'm different, and I'm the type of person who I've always stood back and observed. And even when I would hang out with certain people, some of them always looked at me as that Black girl that never fit in. Does that make sense to you guys? And we'll talk about that one day. But now I am, and I always had my mom, thank you God for my mother, who always preached to me how I need to stand on my own, how I need to not ever want to fit in, never want to fit in with nobody, to stand on my own 2 feet, to practice what I preach, and to just be my own individual, unique self. And sometimes that's hard to do. And I'm not saying that that was easy throughout my life, especially being different growing up. But what I'm saying is that there's always those people, and there are still always going to be those type of people, no matter where you go, that's always going to look at you as the odd one out when you're not the majority, you're the minority. Does that make sense? So, but I'm so happy that I had my mother always preaching to me, always telling me to be my own unique individual self, to never want to fit in. And I never have wanted to fit in. I don't bother nobody, you guys. All I do is if I see things that I don't like and I see hypocrisy, I call it out. I've never said anything derogatory about that creator. I've never said anything bad or bashed her. I simply always stated, I don't like what's happening here. Like, you're literally freaking doing all of these things, but once it's being done to you, no, it can't be done to you. That's not how it works, So those are the things that I would talk about. But when somebody shows their true colors, you start to go back, and then you start paying closer attention to the things that they say now. And then you're like, wait a minute. And then that's when the pieces of the puzzle start coming together. So I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from when I say that. Let me go up. I'm sorry I'm missing your comments. Oh, thank you so much, Max. You are truly a bright, shiny diamond and truly inspirational mouthpiece for women and the human race. Oh, thank you, Max. That means so much to me. You are such a beautiful person. I'm so blessed to have met you. Yes, YouTube needs to step up and start taking action. I agree. I think they have new terms of service now. I wonder what that is. Once YouTube starts enforcing its platform TOS, that's what I was just saying, people will realize it's privately owned company. There is no freedom of speech. Protection only in public places against the government is First Amendment. Wow, I'm gonna have to read that new TOS, you guys, because I haven't read it yet. Which I don't have anything to worry about. I don't bash people on here like that. I'm glad you guys get what I mean. I understand some of you guys might not get it, and that's okay. I am gonna do a live about it specifically. I like being unique and different than others. Not one for the bandwagon. Exactly. I've always been that type of person because I've always been that odd one out, you know? And back then it was different. And I'm not saying that it's definitely a lot more diverse and it's different now. However, there's always those people that because of the way that they think and their character, they're always going to try to make you the odd one out. Does that make sense? So you always have to go back to, you know, how you feel and things that you've endured throughout life. And I pay attention to those type of things. But I've always what I've always loved about myself, okay, is that I've never wanted to fit in. I've always wanted to be different. Hence why my hair is always different, why my makeup's I never wanted to be like everyone else. And I have my mother to thank for that because she always encouraged me to be different. Even though I was different and I was technically the minority, my mother always encouraged me to be your own unique individual self and embrace being the minority and embrace being the person that's different from everybody else. So thank God to my mother for that. I love you, Mom. Great advice from your mama. Yeah, she's just amazing. It's actually not heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking when you think about it, you know, because things were different back then when I was younger. But it turned into something positive. You know what I mean? Brenna Tube. So it's heartbreaking when you think about it, but in the same sense, I still grew from that. And I'm happy I can share that with you guys. I had that with my Uncle Tia. I am who I am because of him. Your mom did an amazing job passing down so much greatness to you. Thank you so much. Max, you're japping my head up, girl. You're japping my head up. I love you. Makes total sense to me. I'm weird as fuck. So I get it in a different way. Exactly. I've always been different and I'm okay with that. You are not that Black girl. You're a beautiful woman. Thank you, that girl. And you are beautiful as well. Yes, Goose. But I feel like it made me who I am today. Like you guys will barely see me even in different people's chats. Really the only place I really let my chat be known is sometimes, or let me be known in people's chats is sometimes I'll talk in Natasha's chat or I'll get up on her panel, which is cool. It's not something that I normally do, but I normally stick to myself. I don't bother nobody. You know, it's other people that have actually targeted me, and that's okay. I'm strong. I can deal with it, but I don't bother nobody. I don't sit there and bash people and ask for people to make fun of me and talk about me, and I don't do those types of things. But I realize that people are always going to have an opinion about me, especially when I have an opinion about other people. And even though when you make accusations and you sit there on your moral high horse and act like you are just so great because of who you choose to support, check your morality. You need to check it. Let me read some more comments. Makes total sense to me. Yep, I read that one. You can and should express your opinion. I try to, and it's good that you do call shit out because so many people won't. A lot of people won't, especially when it comes to serious things like that, because it's not easy to talk about. It's not easy to talk about racism. It's not easy to talk about, you know, derogatory terms towards people with mental disabilities, fat shaming, age shaming, blah, 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 blah. But don't forget, you guys, my fiance, he's only 25 today, and he literally looks like he's 21. So When someone shows you who they are, believe them, good or bad. Absolutely. Thank you, Max. Where I come from, we love everyone. I can't even imagine anyone here treating someone mean because of the color of their skin. We all help each other here. That's awesome. That's awesome. And I think it's definitely gotten better, but in a lot of ways it's gotten worse, unfortunately. You definitely were born to stand out, and you do. Yep, that's definitely what my mom raised me to be. I'll never understand trying to bring people down. I can't stand it when I excuse me, when I hurt somebody. I will almost annoy the person apologizing to them because I want them to know that I'm sorry and not hurt. Exactly, Goose. The only thing I will tell you is you don't need to do that to people who hurt you. You know, for people who hurt you, if you're going to apologize to them, you know, obviously you're going to do it for yourself, but you know, people who hurt you, I think you're cool. Always had to be my own best friend. Independence is an attribute. Absolutely. I always had to be my own best friend. I was always that person, you know, like I was still playing with Barbie dolls at like 15. You know, it took me, you know, a long time to realize that you're only going to have a few great friends in your lifetime. You're not going to have a whole bunch of friends. It just doesn't work like that. And sometimes you are going to get hurt by people, and that's okay. You know, you live and you learn. That's what's important. I only stick to 4 chats, obviously, here. Yeah, I go in Natasha's chat. Kelly the Advocate, I like going in her chat, and I've been speaking more on her chat now. I do not go on any of her chat. Don't like her. I cannot even stand the sound of her voice. But I do get clips, and then if it's something that I want to hear more of, I'll go listen. But no. Yeah, I'm learning about that. I just don't like fighting with people. I agree. I don't like fighting with people either, but you don't want to let people treat you horribly, you know. And when people do treat you horribly, believe them. You don't need to have anything to do with them after that, you know. And you guys heard that from my last live. With my last live, like I said, I definitely have learned a lot throughout this YouTube journey, and I've been learned about some really, really two-faced people. And if I could go back and do things differently, I probably would. I wish I could install hair like you do. I would have all the pieces in that. Yeah, I have a lot of colors, that's for sure. Heck yes, girl, me too. Barbies rocked and were so much better back in the day. Yes, they were. They're actually starting to make Barbies more curvier now, which I like though. I like how they're making Barbies more curvier. That's cool. Barbies are the ones, and I've been thinking about doing a video about this too, because you guys know how much pressure it is for girls, especially little girls, to have this self-image of like the Kardashians and the tiny little waist and all that kind of stuff. Believe it or not, Barbies are the ones who really encouraged the first toys that were made that really encouraged like trigger warning, anorexia, bulimia, things like that. There's a lot of things that go way back to Barbies when it comes to girls and their self-esteem, you know. So we'll talk about that. I need to stand up for myself better, but I'm working on that and trying to use my voice a bit more. I think my ex damaged me a bit, but it's getting better. As long as it's getting better, everything is a work in progress. Absolutely, Tia. I can't align myself with people that don't mirror the care of what I stand for. Believe in loyalty, trust are 2 of the most key components to build a bond on the road, especially here in YouTube. Absolutely. I agree 100% with that. I got my little girl a few think girls. One in a wheelchair. I got a pregnant one. You got a pregnant one too? Really? or thick one. Is that what you meant? I've been seeing a lot. There's these Barbies I like, and you guys will see it on the vlog. I cannot know. They're not brat dolls. They're these different kind of dolls that literally they have the most prettiest clothes. I don't know what they're called, but when I find out, I will let you guys know what they are, especially for people who have little girls. Excuse me. The curvier Barbies are awesome. I just mean the feel of them, not so robotic. Their legs couldn't bend well, but at least they didn't have weird points. Right. I know what you mean. I loved Barbies back. I just like how they're making them more ideal, more modern. Because, like I said, Barbies are the ones that started it all. They actually encouraged women to get on the scale. They encourage women to lose weight. They actually encourage women to not eat. Oh yeah, it's deep, y'all, and we will get into that actually one day. Maybe sometime next week we'll do a live about that. Yes, when I was pregnant, I got one. Did you? Rainbow High or something? No, it's not Rainbow High. I cannot remember the name of these dolls, but they're not brat dolls. They're like one up of brat dolls. They literally look so realistic. Their hair is like mine, like pink and all very long. Some of them have yellow, but then these dolls even have eyelashes. It's amazing. I'm actually going to get one every time I'm at Target or Walmart and we're in the toy section. While my little guy's looking at toys with his dad, wrestling toys, I'm over there looking at the Barbies. That's how fascinated I am with these Barbies. And they're just gorgeous. They're gorgeous. And to be honest with you, they remind me a lot of myself. The lashes and just the way they do the makeup and stuff like that. And they have these elaborate clothes. They are so on point. I'm not even playing. And every time I see them, my fiance or my little guy will pick out one that looks like me. And not many of them, they're not that, they need to get more ethnicities with these Barbie dolls. But they're just gorgeous. But they're not brat dolls. My little girl has the big LOL dolls that have braids and cornrows and all. Oh, I love those dolls too. They're expensive though, and their clothes are expensive. Barbie also encouraged breast implants for some girls. Really? Wow. You should get a collection and just keep them all on a shelf. Now, see, I would want to take one out. See, you guys are so blessed to have little girls. Like, just be happy that I love my boys. My boys are everything, from my oldest to my youngest. They are amazing. I really haven't had much trouble out of any of my boys except for my middle one. He's here and there. But they are the best things in this world. But it would have been nice to have a little girl. Definitely. And I say, for you guys that are able to experience having a little girl, embrace that. Make sure that you just play with them and Barbies and all that stuff. Just embrace it because it's so fun. Like my mom had me when she was in her late 40s because she wanted her little girl, and she had two older boys, and she found out she was pregnant at a very late age, and she's like, oh no, I'm having my little girl. And she just treated me like, her little princess. And that's how I would be if I had a little girl. And I definitely am open to having another one, but it would have to be sooner than later because I don't want to have one like really, really late in life, because I feel like at a certain time in your life, that's your time and you shouldn't be having no kids. Shoot, my little girl is so dramatic, funny as hell, but a handful. Yes, little girls are a handful. That's the only thing I'm scared of. Good night, Karen. Thank you so much for being here, sweetie. I appreciate you. Yes, it is 1:08 a.m. here. not on purpose, but girls trying to fit that idea of being thin and having full chest. That's what scares me. My heart goes out to any little girls in this generation because it's so much pressure to be perfect. You go on the Instagram and listen, I'm a grown ass woman. And when I go on Instagram, I'm feeling like, you know, feeling a little insecure seeing all these perfect girls and their perfect bodies. So I couldn't imagine how a little girl feels. So I had my little girl at 38. That's a good age, though. I think that's a good age. 38 is young. Okay, I don't know what these people are talking about. 30 is the new 20. Let's get it right here. Fuck all that age bashing shit. Okay? Because let me tell you something. Women in their there's women in their 30s that don't look like women in their 40s. Okay? Have you guys seen Beyonce? Have you seen Jennifer Lopez running circles around these girls who are 20? Let's just get that clear. Let's make that clear. I got my daughter makeup this year for Christmas. She's only 9. The Little Twin Stars collection by Wet n Wild is such an adorable set. I've seen that set. It is cute. And I think that's a good age for girls to experience with makeup. I just don't think they should obviously wear it but to just play in their room on their vanity, that's something I would do with my little girl for sure. Hi, Mary. How are you? But I love you guys so much. This was fun. I hope you guys get where I'm coming from, what I'm trying to talk about. I will be talking about this again, more about like my childhood and stuff. I don't want to try again. My luck, it would be. See, that's we are here, Anarchy. You and me, we're right here. Because that's exactly how I feel. With our luck, it would be another little boy. Or twins with boys, right? I just turned 41 and I'm determined to make it better than my 20s. Absolutely. 100%. Joan Collins, 87 years old, and she's not only classy, still smoking hot. Who's Joan Collins? I think I know who you're talking about, but send me a picture, Max. I think I know who you're talking about, though. But I'm just saying, look at these women, in their 40s, and like I said, running circles around these girls in their 20s and 30s. So don't get it twisted. But we are right here, Anarchy. Good night, that girl. Thank you for being here. We are right here because that's how I feel. And that's actually what happened to my friend. She had 4 boys. She tried for that girl, and unfortunately, she didn't get her little girl, so she just got her tubes tied and said, that's it. No more kids. But she was so upset. She was crying because don't get me wrong, she was happy, but in that same sense, she thought it was going to be a little girl. Like she knew, and it wasn't. So she was out. Alexis on Dynasty. I think I know who you're talking about. But you guys are just so amazing. I love talking to you guys. Thank you for being so understanding. Thank you for listening to me. You guys know that I don't want to have my channel be about, horrible things or bad things or anything like that. Talking about things that I feel like is educational. That's what I want. And I hope you guys understand that. Okay, yes, she looks good. She looks good for her 80s. Absolutely. You're right, Max. Was it Max that said that or was it you, Goose? Yeah, she looks good, Max. She does. She looks really good for being in her 80s. Like, wow, she looks good. Diane Carroll, too. God rest her soul. She was absolute. Yes, Diane Carroll, she was gorgeous up until her last breath. I agree. 100%, Max. But I don't want everything to be calling out certain things and calling out what people say. But if I can use it and turn it into something educational, that's what I want to do. So I will always do that, And hey, Miss Beautiful, how are you? I got my J-Lo beauty kit today. Did you? How is it? Do you like it? Well, actually, isn't that like skincare? So you'd have to use it for a while to see. And Betty White. I agree. I agree, Goose. Betty White, I just loved her. I really did. I loved the Golden Girls, you guys. That was my favorite show of all times. I think Tina Turner is gorgeous, and those legs. Tina Turner's legs. Come on now. That's what made her famous. Her legs are like no other. Tina Turner is still absolutely gorgeous. And you know who else? Cher. Cher is still absolutely gorgeous. Looks just as good as a 30-year-old. Tina Turner, Cher. Yep. You guys are naming some good ones. Let us know how it is, Miss Beautiful. I want to see how it is. To me, I have my opinion about celebrity skincare and makeup brands, and we will talk about that because to me, celebrities have access to the best skincare, and it's very hard for me to believe that they use the stuff that they promote or the stuff that they're trying to sell to the average consumer. But yes, let me know how it is, sweetheart. And Miss Beautiful Mess, her channel is amazing. She does the card readings and stuff like that. Definitely check her out. Yes, Cher is 75 years old and Cher looks good. Cher looks good. She always has. She always has. But yeah, I love you guys so much. You guys are amazing. I love having these conversations with you guys. I love going live, you guys. It's just a matter of being able to find time to do that. But the next live hopefully is going to be either the domestic violence live or it's going to be the true crime live. I don't know which one. I might put a poll up to see which one you guys want to do first. The true crime live is about a young lady named Amy Bradley who was missing from a ship, one of those ships that you take vacation on. She turned up missing in 1998. It's a case that's always intrigued me. So either we'll do that or something else. And I will try to do that tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then what's today? Monday? If not Tuesday, then Thursday for sure. Because I'm going to do something called True Crime Thursdays. So yeah. True Crime Thursdays. So yes, definitely check out Miss Beautiful Mess. She's amazing. And thank you guys for being here. Thank you for your support. Thank you for understanding. I know sometimes it's not always easy to understand where I'm coming from, especially if you haven't had to endure it. But thank you for listening to me. Okay. Thank you for just being supportive. I appreciate it. Max, she is one of my favorites. Her and Aretha. Don't know if you watch American Idol, but the stupid judges this year did not give a yes to Aretha's granddaughter, and she could sing. Oh, I haven't been watching American Idol, but I need to start. Thanks for the streams. Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. I'm so happy that you guys enjoyed it. I just thank you guys so much for being here and being so supportive. It means a lot to me. Yeah, her granddaughter is 14, 15, but she was so willing to be taught. I think she will be a star someday. Yeah, she doesn't need American Idol to be a star, that's for sure. Is it Sizzle Saliva? Thank you so much, beautiful. I appreciate you guys for being here. I will be here tomorrow. I'll try my best to be here tomorrow. And we will deep dive into that case. And just be patient with me. I am very, very at a place in my life right now where I'm trying to manage my time. Excuse me. And it doesn't always work out the way that I want it to. But I think you guys are amazing. Thank you to my amazing mods. I love you guys so much. Thank you for listening. And I will see you guys tomorrow, sometime this week for sure. And enjoy the rest of your night. Stay beautiful. Stay blessed. Make sure you look in the mirror and tell yourself how beautiful you are because you are gorgeous. And I love y'all. Deuces. See y'all later.